I'd like to present to you a show filled with A-list actors, an epic soundtrack, and set pieces that will blow your mind. However, I don't have that kind of budget. Instead, you get me rereading a one-man show that I wrote some 21 years ago in high school. I present to you The Fall of Julius Caesar. Our story begins in a public square in Rome. Julius Caesar and his friend Brutus are just coming back from winning a war. A huge crowd is gathered, and a lone bard playing Dixie on a kazoo announces his approach. Caesar goes to the head of the crowd and raises his hand to get their attention. The crowd grows silent. Caesar starts to speak, but a voice calls out, "Caesar! Beware the Ides of March." Caesar looks at Brutus and says, "Who is that? Who is that calling my name?" "I believe, my lord, that is the soothsayer of doom." "The soothsayer of doom? That doesn't sound too good for me now, does it? Being of doom and all. Tell him to come and see me." "Yes, my lord." "Old man, I bid thee well. Come forward and see Caesar's face." The crowds parted like the Red Sea for the man. He was an old, misshapen man with very little hair left on his head and roaring teeth. He came forward and leered at Caesar. "What did thou say? Speaketh again." "Caesar, beware the Ides of March." "Ides of March, Ides of March. I've heard that somewhere before. That's March, March, March. 15th. By gods, that's my anniversary. I'd forgotten all about it. My wife said if I forgot about it one more year, she'd kill me. Oh, thank you, sir." "Wait a minute. She and I are the only two people who know that date. Is this some sort of trick?" "A trick, you say? No, Caesar. Tricks are for kids." And with that, the old man vanished back into the crowd. Caesar heeded the old man's warning and went and bought 2 diamond rings and a gold necklace to soothe his wife's wrath. About a month had passed, and Caesar forgot all about the old man and his warning because, well, he thought the problem solved. Unbeknownst to him, his friends, including his good friend Brutus, were conspiring to assassinate him. When the day finally came, the Ides of March, that is, it just so happened to be the day that Julius Caesar was scheduled to meet with the Senate. The Senate was in the Capitol, a level above the public square. Once again, a huge crowd had gathered, among them random citizens of Rome, the conspirators, of course, and the soothsayer of doom. "Oh, dear old man, thank you so much for your warning. I remembered our anniversary. I gave her some gifts, and then she was pleased. Several times." And then he started to walk away. But the soothsayer called out, "Hey, Caesar, the Ides of March have come, but the Ides of March are not yet gone." Caesar turned around and went back to the old man, put his arm around him. "Oh, dear old man, it sounds like you've got a sore throat. Why don't you just go home, sit down, relax, get yourself a nice big cup, fill it with ice cubes, and have yourself a nice big glass of shut up juice." Caesar was sick of the old man's rantings and would no longer pay heed to the seemingly foolish notions. He headed up to see the Senate. The conspirators followed him. The seat of the Senate was empty, and so Caesar sat down. A few moments later, one of the conspirators, Metellus Cimber, came up to Caesar and knelt at his feet. "Oh high, oh mighty, oh most noble and handsome Caesar, I throw at your feet my humble heart." "Your humble heart, you say?" "Yes, my lord, my humble heart." "This couching, this low curtsy, this blatant ass-cussing might fire the blood of an ordinary man, but not I, and even more unfortunately for you, without that heart you threw at my feet, you can't live." "Oh, crap!" Ah! Thus, without his heart, Metellus Cimber died. Ignorance isn't always bliss. Brutus saw all this from the head of the staircase. This was not good. Caesar was supposed to be dead, not one of the conspirators. He started walking hurriedly towards Caesar. He came within 5 feet of Caesar and said, "Speak hands for me." His hands came up. "Kill Caesar! No, go easy on him. It's his anniversary." "How did you know?" "Never mind how they knew. And you two, I meant to kill him." "Oh!" So they went at his side, at his kidneys, at the back of his neck. But Caesar just stood there. Stop it. You guys are pathetic. You guys don't even have daggers. You really think that lightly hitting me with your bat fist is going to hurt me? If you guys are going to kill me, you're going to have to do a hell of a lot better job than that. Hmm, I hadn't even thought of daggers. Perhaps you could just pretend we have daggers, my lord? Fine, very well. It'll make things easier for you. So they went at him again, at his stomach, at his head, at his back, at his throat. Caesar fell to the ground and looked up at Brutus. One last question for you. Yes, my lord. How do thy cram of that gram? I don't know, my lord. Imbecile. With this lack of knowledge, thus Caesar fall. Brutus had just killed the dictator of Rome. The crowds would be outraged. But that's a different story altogether. Julius Caesar, in accordance with his will, was buried in the Côte d'Azur in France. May he rest in Nice.